Yo, 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 it's Hublo back with another video. This week was a crazy week in the markets. Me and the squad in the Discord went 4-0, and we definitely caught some really great trades for the week. For the past couple of weeks, we definitely have been focusing strictly on one currency pair and one or two indice pairs. So lately, that's been NAS and EU, totally, transparent on what we've been focusing on. Feel free to tap into our Discord. The link will be below, or the link is somewhere around YouTube if you guys can find it. But let's get right into it. I'm excited to get into it with you guys this week. We started off with EU. We definitely saw that we had this support and resistance area from the last week. So I ended up placing it there and seeing that price, definitely use this as resistance. We definitely started to come down here, and we did capitalize on a buy here last week. And we thought we could definitely, buy here at first, which we took that L there. But we did end up getting that push up from support. It didn't come all the way up into it, but it doesn't always have to come all the way into this area. But it did push up. And once we got this push up above resistance finally, and we closed above, and then I saw that it was respecting this area, then closed below. I was like, okay, we definitely are going to possibly see a push up. I did wait for confirmation for this candle to come up and close above on the higher time frame. And once I saw that, I definitely saw that it was definitely an area where we can execute for a buy within the confines of our session. So within our session, which is the red, this is a New York session, but I'll take that out for right now because it's kind of distracting. During New York session, we definitely caught the buy here, and I just put my stop loss below here because there was definitely a possibility it could come back into this area. But I'm glad we executed here. We were able to execute some great positions here, but because of where I initially had my TP and us making new highs, I only, was conservative, only was going for 55 pips. As you can see, we definitely left some money on the table as it went up additional 60 pips or so. Yeah, so it went an extra 50 pips or so, which we definitely usually capitalize on EU for at least 100 pips. But that just wasn't in the plans, as it was just making higher highs, and it was just making new highs. I'm sorry. So as it was making those new highs, I just wanted to make sure that we secured profits. As it could definitely, like I said, it could have definitely came back and retraced into this area even after making this move. Even if it does it quickly, sometimes they could like do it very harshly and quickly and come into this area. This was where I originally had my TP at. So I just decided to stay patient, stay consistent, and just close out my positions there. We definitely had a great trade. It was a great push up. We were literally in instant profits the whole time, and that's exactly the way you would want to trade. This is literally a great week since we've a great part of the week since we've made that shift into not trading everything that we could possibly trade. I think when you're a consistent trader and you're a profitable trader, you sometimes feel the need to trade everything, but when um, in reality, you really don't have to, especially when you're a consistent trader and you know exactly what you're doing. Um, you focusing on one to two assets is gonna, help you out in the long run. We were focusing on at least five because we were doing a 100K challenge at that time, which we have, completed, and that's done and over with. But we'll talk about that in a whole nother video. We'll definitely go into NAS now. We definitely got some great pushes on NAS this week. We had high impact news as of Monday. So as you can see, Monday we had some high impact news here. I kind of left it alone because I really didn't know what it was going to possibly do, but I did have it possibly, coming down lower just to kind of collect this liquidity. It did reject this 50% area, but it was definitely very finicky, and I just wasn't going to mess with it. So it did end up coming up collecting liquidity at the top, which we could turn that gray now. So we did come and collect this liquidity here. We have not came for this liquidity yet. So with my perspective beliefs with this push down, I definitely can see hobby NAS coming down into these areas. Maybe not all the way down here, but somewhere up in this area, where we had this original 50% for it to come lower. It created this last down candle before this big move up. So it could definitely come down to this area now. But let's get into the trades that we won for the week. This was definitely a great push up that we were seeing in the markets. I definitely saw that we were getting that rejection on a higher time frame, that 1, 2, 3. And once I saw that, we had that candle push up. Once this candle kind of stuttered a bit, I definitely I put myself into the trade, of course, during our session, which was a 9 a.m., New York session. Ended up getting into the session. We closed out at 85 pips. This was a great push up. We end up hitting TP for the week. And it was just a great, week, man. I can't, stress that enough. If we did end up holding this trade, we definitely could have, saw a lot more profits. As you can see, just from this trade in the beginning of the week, we definitely went up at least almost 400 pips. So we could have definitely capitalized a lot more, almost 500 pips just off that move. But like I said, we're just focused on consistency and um, getting trades locked in on a daily basis and just staying consistent, bringing our percentage up, making sure that we're consistently trading at a high level. So as we saw price continue to make these higher highs, we fell right into London session, New York session, I'm sorry, again, and we were just looking for another buy. So when this price originally came in, we did get into a sell. So I originally did think it was going to possibly like sell down, because we did make this higher high. So was possibly thinking that we were going to sell down up into these areas here. But what ended up happening was I saw that price definitely wicked here and didn't look like we were going to get that push that I was expecting and that I usually see from Nas when we sell. So we ended up cutting the trade in profits here, which I advised the chat. We cut it in profits, so we made a little bit on the way down, and we switched biases and caught the move up for 116 pips. So like I said before, trading one thing allows you to see things so much clearer. When you're trading, if I was trading four other pairs alongside attempting to do this, I may have been distracted. I may have, you know, been looking at something else or trying to do something else or looking at another opportunity and missed the fact that this move wasn't going to go to the full potential for the sell as I thought because we were technically still in buy structure. So we got to understand that we got to move with the market, not against it. And that's what we just did this week. We just continue to stay consistent, continue to do what we need to do to get ourselves to the threshold of consistency this week. This week wasn't 4-0 week. I forgot to add that. 4-0. So this was a great, week. Not saying that we haven't did that recently or in the past, but since that transition of us going from just trading the 5 to 4 assets that we were trading, we made a slight pivot into just trading one currency pair, one indice pair. So that definitely can be a shift. Of course, when it comes to making money, when it comes to continuous profitability, you want to make sure that you have a trading plan and everything that you do goes along with that plan. I don't trade without planning first. So either Saturdays or Sundays, I always plan every week. I feel like that's the only way you're gonna really see consistency in this game is planning and also journaling. I have an electric journal, so I collect my journals in there. But I definitely advise you guys do the same. So we were definitely in this trade for New York session. From what I did see, I saw that we did push down. Uh, we did push down. Like I said, even from here, if we would have held this trade, that would have definitely been an extra, like 100 pips we could have caught. just from that. Yep, 140 pips just from that trade if we would have just held. But 100 pips is what we like to go for every day at least, or at least close to it. And that was the plan. That's the goal. If it decides to go further than that, then so be it. But as far as our lots, our percentage, and everything that we're striving for, consistency wise, every week is to capitalize on at least 100 pips on an indice pair. Um, so I did end up seeing that we had this push up on NAS in the morning time. So right around London session, we were seeing that it was making a higher high, and also we had this wick here. Once it made this strong bullish candle, I definitely could have got in here because I was watching it, but I was like, you know what? I'm gonna be just a little bit more patient, and I'm gonna wait. And once I saw this, and then I saw that price kind of made this sell candle, rejected down. I put my buy stop here as I let my chat know, and boom, we were in instant profits the whole time. I told my chat to take partials here, which I'm glad we did because we didn't end up going to the full 100 pips we were looking for, but that's totally fine. We did end up, seeing that price started to weaken. We did get another push up here, but it was right where we, took partials and whatnot. As you can see, we got the icon for take partials. We went break even on the rest. That's why you don't see the risk to ratio down here. I told the chat break even on the rest of what we were gonna be holding, and we did end up getting taken out on break even for the rest of that position. But a large amount of our positions were collected, so that was just literally like what they would say chump change, what we got took out for break even. And we really didn't lose anything because it was break even. So um, definitely a great week. We were able to capitalize big on this week. And I'm so proud of just the way we've been able to trade and the way we've been navigating the markets. We're going to continue to keep this pace up going into the lighter parts of the year. Again, my name is Hublo. If you guys have any questions, concerns, definitely feel free to comment or and like this video if you saw value from it. Join our Discord if you guys want to, tap into weekly trades like this. I at least, put at least one free trade in the trade in the free part of the chat. But lately, I just been giving them all for free. So definitely tap in to the Discord and see how you can capitalize on your trading and change your trading journey. I also add vital um, news, vital tips and tricks every week on Saturdays to the subscription-based part of our Discord. And if you guys definitely want to tap into that, we definitely have a section in the Discord called packages, and you can definitely see how you can capitalize on that. Again, my name is Hublo, and I'm out.